There's a level that you can tap into when you understand the soul and the spirit that goes beyond the physical world of making cold calls or hiring a sales team, and it affects your poise. It affects your decision making. It affects the ideas that you're able to tap into. That's why this video is about spirituality being a competitive edge. If you can be somebody in the marketplace, and I'm going to make every single argument and thought experiment about this video very logical, very rational. And so when we really look at the core of spirituality, it's a state change. These are the 5 most important pillars for a founder, right? You have to lead people. You have to make great decisions. You have to execute at a very, very high level. You need to be able to articulate. You need to be able to solve problems and have ideas and be innovative and all these other things, emotional intelligence, all these other things. And so this is what we're optimizing for with spirituality. And so let's talk about the premise of decision making. I'll break down each one of these one by one, tie it right into spirituality. Decision making. The ability to make decisions. We not only need to make them quickly and efficiently, but also the right decisions, right? So decision making is about efficiency and accuracy. For the long term, for whatever you're optimizing for, what state of being of conscious mind is going to give us the best decisions to make, the best selection of decisions that we were able to make? Anxious, worried, doubt, feared, any negative emotions are going to pull you into bad decision making. Stress, they're all going to lead you to making poor decisions, making you a worse founder. Spirituality anchors you in faith. When you're anchored in faith, when you can have stillness and poise that you get from the practices of spirituality, like a meditation or a breath work, or giving, or practicing your faith and belief in something higher than the human form, which is very easy to see because you can see abundance all around us, you can see creation all around us. There's your proof. If you're like, what's the proof of that? There's your proof. It's all around us. You just have to see. Most people look, but they can't comprehend what's going on. And so if we're in a better state of poise, of calmness, of stillness, of peace, of faith, we're instantly going to be better decision makers. Spirituality gives us that better state because we're able to have faith in the unknown. We're able to have faith in decisions in the future, of reality, of our lives, of everybody around us, in the goodness of the world. It anchors us, right? It's a massive anchor for a better state. Anchors faith, love, certainty. It's a massive anchor. Stillness. All those amazing attributes that make you a decision maker. Let's talk about leading and managing. The most spiritual people I know have a very, very in-depth understanding of consciousness, which enables them to better understand people. And with anything else, the more we understand something, the better we become at it. And so anybody that's ever managed will tell you, everybody has a little bit of different personality. There's different ways we need to engage people. People are led by different things, right? People are just different. They have programming since they were a child and they care about different things and blah, 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 blah. So we need to be a little bit unique for each person that we're leading, especially the people that have teams under them, because it's a ripple effect, right? It's a domino effect from you as the founder. Again, what state is going to enable us to be a better leader, a better manager, someone with poise, somebody with faith? All of these things are intertwined in making you better at every single attribute of this. And something that's very powerful about practicing things of the spiritual world is the stillness you get, right? You declutter the mind. Steve Jobs talks very heavily on the power of meditation and how to declutter and clarify the mind with stillness and with poise. And stillness and poise, let me write that down. Stillness, poise, enables you to not react as you normally would. You can be more of a higher perspective on things, right? You don't see things at face value. You're able to see them a little bit above because you have stillness. You have poise. You don't take things extremely personally. You can see things more so of what they are. And when you're dealing with people, that's very, very powerful. Because, this happens all the time, right? You're managing somebody, they have a bad day for whatever personal reason or whatever reason is going on. They do something you don't like. You take it at face value. Conflict, right? Conflict probably doesn't get resolved. Stresses out the relationship. Things get worse. They underperform. They churn, right? That happens all the time. If we're able, in a stillness and poised state, to see on a deeper level people, we can lead and manage them better. Fundamentally. Execution. Execution is the ability to execute. It's the ability to do things. What state is going to get us in the best executional state? Energy is very important, I'll tell you that, right? If you're lethargic, if you're low energy, it's very hard to execute at a high level, do things very efficiently. And so energy is very important. But you know what else is really important for execution? Clarity. Knowing what to do and how exactly to do it leads us to a state of clarity that is fantastic for execution. So clarity plus energy. You know what gives people a lot of clarity? Having stillness, having poise, having faith that what you're doing is aligned action, right? Have you ever, I'm sure you have, you've worked for somebody and you're told to do something. And in your mind, it makes no sense. You're like, what? Why am I doing this? But you have to do it because it's your job. And so you lack a lot of clarity. How was your ability in that environment with those orders to execute? Probably low. Probably a lot lower than you can normally execute at. Whereas, let's say you're woken up in the middle of the night or you have some random idea to do something. How effortlessly can you execute that idea? Because you're drawn to it. You have clarity. You have faith that you should be doing it. And so the executional ability comes from us getting our behavior to do things efficiently. And if we can control our internal dialogue, our mind, our thoughts, with energy and with clarity, our behavior is going to be succinct and aligned and execute at a very high level. Ideas and problem solving. This is a good one. Where do our ideas come from? Do they come when we're scrolling our phones? Do our ideas come from us being distracted? Of course not. We need the room in our own minds to think of ideas, to download ideas, to receive ideas. That's where they come from. Those hunches, those ideas that just come out of nowhere, where do you think they come from? Right? It's a bigger void. That's another conversation. But if we want amazing ideas, if we want to be able to be problem solvers with great ideas on how to solve them, the best state to be in is stillness. Stillness and clarity. Stillness, poise, clarity. All very important. It's impossible to think of amazing ideas with a cluttered, distracted mind. Goes hand in hand. You don't have the room to think. You don't have the capacity to receive things. And so when we meditate and we are in a practice of spiritual divinity, we're able to be still. We're able to receive. We're able to think and conjure up amazing ideas that give us better results. But if we're constantly on our phones and we're constantly in meetings and we're constantly talking to people and we don't allow our own mind to be still, then we are in the hamster wheel, which doesn't allow for ideas. Because you're just running and running and running, and you need to be still to receive, right? Hard to receive something when you're on a hamster wheel. Try it. Doesn't sound possible. Which goes hand in hand with innovation. Because innovation in and of itself is ideas and concepts that are quote unquote abnormal, right? They're against what we normally practice. They're different. They're unique. They're thought of. And for us to create different, and by the way, innovation is where your life changes. Innovation in one idea can change your life immediately. That's the power of innovation. Doing something unique. It's changed my life with my own business. And I was only able to receive that idea, that innovative idea, because I allowed my mind to be calm, to receive, to be decluttered from all these distractions. Poise, breath work, meditation, calming the mind, right? Searching for something greater than myself, knowing something greater than myself exists to be able to tap into that. Gave me ideas that changed my life. Helps you be innovative. And of course, risk tolerance massively has to do with state. Massively. If our state is in worry, doubt, fear, any negative emotion, we're going to make decisions and be less emotionally equipped to handle risk. And handling risk is very important. Obviously, you're a founder. You understand that. Your ability to handle risk is greatly going to affect your ability to run a business. because it's going to affect your ability to make decisions, lead and manage, execute, all these other things, right? Be a leader. And I would argue the state you want to be in when you're handling a lot of risk, well rested, relaxed, poised, still, calm, faith, right? You have certainty that you're making the right decisions, that things are going to work out. You can't be hoping or worrying. And so how can we enhance that in our internal frame so that our behavior is aligned with it? Ta-da! It's all connected. Because the whole premise of this video is to highlight the fact that when you're on a quest for spirituality and when you're doing behaviors and actions that enhance your consciousness, you operate at a higher level. And it ripples into every pillar. 5? It's a bit more than 5. It ripples into every single pillar that defines your ability to lead and be a founder. And so when you're competing against other founders that aren't practicing this and don't have a grasp on it, naturally, these are not going to operate at the highest level. It's impossible. It's impossible. Our role as humans is to create a conjunction with the divine. That's what we're here to create. We're made in the image and likeness of God. And I'm not going to lead you towards a faith or anything, but it's pretty prevalent, especially as you being a founder, that your entire life is based in creation, right? The company you created, you're creating your ideas and all this stuff. So that is definitely true. And if we can tap into this realm and expand who we are and be a version of ourselves through practice and through faith, more poise, more stillness, more clarity, boom, we're a better founder immediately. And if you're a high-level founder, I work with them one-on-one on all this sort of stuff, mindset, spiritual aspects, and business strategies. Hit the application link below, and there's also some free resources down there for you as well.